What's up, everybody? It's the Goal60 here, joined by Michael once again. It's week 4, and we're going to talk about some college football and the picks that we've made this week. So last week, we both went 500. I went 3-3. Michael went 4-4. We're looking to build on that and have some better weeks this week. And Michael, thanks for joining. I'll let you get started.
All right, I appreciate it, Clayton. Looking this week, I didn't really like too many games I was forced to pick. I like teams more in a teaser, but I did pick a couple against the spread. I'll start off with South Carolina.
Okay.
I'm gonna take them this week plus 9.5. I'd like to buy them up to plus 10. I know they're at Missouri, but the way they played against Alabama, I like those odds to stay within 10.
I got you, and I like that pick too. I like them to bounce back for sure. I'm going to shock you right off the bat. I'm going to stay with the SEC, but I'm going to go in a rivalry game, Tennessee and Florida. So right off the bat, I'm going to try to shock you with this first pick, and I'm taking Tennessee. I've got them, these stats, only 10 yards or so apart on both categories, way closer than the 14.5, so I'm taking that value over 2 touchdowns, and I'm going with the Volunteers.
I got you. If I was to play that, I would tease Florida down, but I didn't pick that. Moving on, I'm going to take my next one is going to be UCLA plus 18.5 against Washington State. I think I know they've started off 0-3, but Chip Kelly's got to bounce back at some point. And I think 18's too many points, so I'm sticking with UCLA plus 18.5.
I agree with you there. I actually almost went with that play as well. I know that would probably shock a lot of people that's watching this, but the reason I skipped it is because of the Washington State side. I just don't have any information on them as much just because they haven't played any Power 5 teams, and so I don't have anything to build a projection off of. As the year goes on, I'll have a little bit better data, but I agree with you. I've got that closer to 10 points, actually, than I do 18. But with my next pick, I'll go to the Pac-12 as well. I'm going to look at Colorado and Arizona State. I'm looking at Arizona State to have a little bit of a letdown in this week. They got that win on the road last week, which I didn't see coming. I don't think a lot of people have seen coming with them being a 2-touchdown underdog. And this week, I've got Colorado being able to throw the ball on them. I think the rushing stats are pretty close, but I think, like I said, Colorado can get a passing game down. So I'm taking them plus 7.5, even on the road, getting more than a touchdown. I like that number.
All right, I'm gonna go with another Carolina team. I'm gonna go with North Carolina. They're at -3 right now. I'd like to buy them down to -2.5. Just if they win by 3, it's always good to buy them down under instead of push. But
absolutely.
I got to ask you something about this, Clayton. I looked at this line, and why is this line so low? It might be a trap, but I saw North Carolina -3, and I'm like, you know what? Let's buy them down 2.5. They're at home against Appalachian State. I would assume that they would cover that, so I picked North Carolina -2.5.
I think the reason is because I feel like they probably think there's going to be a regression to the mean, that people are going to load up on App State, who is usually really good, and North Carolina is going to get brought down to earth. I still think North Carolina's playing hard for Mac Brown, so I agree with you there. I like that pick. I'm going to head to the Big 12 next. I'm going to look at West Virginia and Kansas. Never thought I'd be saying this in my life. I think Kansas is having some fun. I think they're playing for Les Miles. I think something clicked last week. And I think that carries over to this week against a team that I actually overvalued myself coming into the season, and I think they're still overvalued in West Virginia. West Virginia didn't travel well a couple weeks ago when they went to Missouri. Now they're going even further to Kansas, and they're a 4.5-point favorite. I like Kansas right here. I think it stays a little bit closer than the experts think. I like getting plus 4.5. It's over a field goal. I think Kansas could possibly get this win outright.
Actually, now that you said that, I like that pick a lot. That makes a lot of sense, and I might have to hop on that way. I might put them in a teaser. That's all I had so far straight up. I thought about throwing USC in there at home versus Utah.
Yep.
But I just couldn't bite the bullet. I told them it was a lot last week, and they lost. So I stayed away from that one. But so for my last, I got a 14 teaser. I don't know how you want me to knock that out. If you want me to go ahead and knock all 4 of them out, or you want me to bounce back, or how you want to do that?
Let's knock out the first 2 teams. I've got 2 picks left, so you knock out your first 2. I'll knock out one of mine, then you knock out your last 2, and I'll knock out my last one.
All right. All right. Well, my next one, I'm going to go with a teaser. It's going to be a 4 team.
Yep.
And one of those teams in there is going to be Auburn versus Texas A&M.
Right.
Texas A&M, to me, they look sluggish. Mon is just too slow reading the field. I think Auburn's going to be too much for them. So I took Auburn from +4 in a 6.5 point teaser to +10.5.
Yep. I like that, getting them over that double digit. What's your second team in that 4-teamer?
My second team one is going to be South Alabama. Okay. They're playing UAB. South Alabama haven't been playing bad this year. +9.5, I think, is a little high. So I'm taking them, and I'm going to tease them to +16 against UAB.
I got you. I like that. Well, I'm going to throw in one of my picks right here. I'm going to go with Boston College and Rutgers. This line looks real fishy to me. I wish that it was on 7. It's at 7.5. But I really think Boston College is getting undervalued here. I've got them closer to 10 when I projected it out. I think that they bounced back. They had an extra day to watch film. They played last Friday. I think Boston College minus the 7.5. Potentially, if you would like to, buy that thing down to 7.
I hear you. I'm gonna do my next 2 real quick in the teaser. One of them's gonna be Louisville. They're playing Florida State. Florida State is fucking terrible. I'm gonna just say that. So I mean, Louisville, they're already getting 6.5. I'm going to tease them up to +13.
Yep.
Another one, and the last one in this teaser, is going to be UCF playing Pitt. UCF's currently minus 12.5. I like them a little, I liked them to win by at least a touchdown against Pitt. And 6.5 point teaser brings that from 12.5 down to 6.
I like it. I'm actually going to go with that first team you just now mentioned, the Louisville. I think what stood out to me the most is the fact that Florida State got tired last week. They could have won that game against Virginia, and I'm glad they didn't because I had Virginia in that teaser. But at the same time, they just got tired. If you look at them when Virginia scored at the end of the game and had to go for 2, when Bryce Perkins took the ball, he could have done anything on the field. Florida State was standing up the entire play. They couldn't rush. They couldn't make the tackle. They were falling down, arm tackling. I think that Louisville holds up against them this week, and I like it at 6.5. I'm just going to buy that up to 7. I want it on that number. You can get it around -125 to -130 at +7, so I'm going to take that.
I like it.
All right, man. That was quick. That was all of our picks. I apologize to our viewers about my voice. I've been sick for a week. That's why I hadn't put out any baseball videos this week. And I just want to thank you, Michael, for joining once again.
Always,
we'll see if we can't get some winners, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you next week.